Shalawam family, it's your sister again, Sister Ray about Yahuda Thomas, here today to address a comment that one of my beautiful subscribers posted. So before we get into that, let's roll the intro and then let's get into it. So, as previously stated, I am Sister Ray about Yahuda Thomas. If you are new to my channel, welcome. This channel is all things in my life. I do a lot of day in the life. I do some cleaning, motivation. I do some Shabbat or Sabbath prep and preparation day, which today is preparation day. So I just wanted to pop in really quickly to introduce myself officially to anyone who's in my channel and say thank you so much for clicking on today's video. To all of my other subscribers, welcome back. Shalawam, sis. You know I love you and I'm here for you. So I'm so happy to have you guys here, and I'm so happy and thankful that you clicked on today's video. So like I said, today's video, I am addressing a comment that one of my beautiful subscribers posted. And the comment was about why I have my hair covered and why I denounced the sorority or sisterhood that I was a part of. And I guess, I don't know if she wanted to know what sorority or sisterhood. But anyway, nevertheless, let's get into it. So first things first, I attended the North Carolina Central University. I was a part or a member of a non-Panhellenic organization or sisterhood or sorority, depending upon what you want, how you want to classify it, by the name of Xi Chi Rho. And I have since denounced that affiliation because since being in the truth, coming into so much information and knowledge, you see the error of your ways and you change those ways in order to be pleasing unto the Most High. So that's the short, simple, shallow answer as to why I denounce. And really to get further in depth into why it is that I denounced the sorority or the sisterhood that I was a part of or that I was a member of for many years, is because we are instructed in Proverbs 3:31 to envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. If you have brushed up on your biblical history of who we are as a people, then you know that we spent many years in captivity under the Romans or the Greeks, however you want to look at it. Even my name, I changed my whole name for the same exact reason. My name, my birth name or name that was given to me at birth is Rhea, but it's spelled Rhea like the Greek goddess. And I do not identify with anything that is Greek. I'm not Roman, I'm not Grecian, I'm not any of those things, and I do not want to do anything that would ascribe to or subscribe to anything that's of that culture, because that's not our culture. So again, like I said, Proverbs 3:31, envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. We were oppressed by the Greeks. We were oppressed by the Romans. This is why Paul was writing letters to the church in Rome, because our sisters and brothers were living like Gentiles, living like Romans, and they were not Romans. They were not Greeks. So I'm not Greek. I'm not of a Greek culture, and I don't envy my oppressor in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I love and run after what it is that the Most High has set in place for us. So that is the long and short of why I denounce. To address why it is that I keep my hair covered, it's mainly because if you go to 1 Corinthians, and I did write some notes down, just because I didn't want to misquote, but 1 Corinthians chapter 11 talks about proper worship. And I could read it for you. Hold on, let me grab my Bible because it's not far away. So 1 Corinthians, and we're going to chapter 11. And so in chapter 11, where it starts to talk about proper worship, I'm going to go down to verses 4 through 6. I think I might go down 4 through 10. Let's see. Okay. So this is 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 4. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head. But every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered dishonors her head. For that is even all as if she were shaven, which is a shame. For if the woman be not covered, let her also be shorn. But if it be a shame for a woman to be shorn or shaven, let her be covered. Like I was just saying. This is verse 7. For a man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and the glory of Elohim. But the woman is the glory of the man. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. For this cause ought the woman to have power on her head, because of the angels or messengers, depending upon the translation you have. So, simply put, I cover my head. I keep my head covered because I'm constantly in prayer. And I also love reading the scriptures, which are written by the prophets, so on and so forth. So I don't want to dishonor my head. This is our strength, our authority, and I want to make sure that I'm always walking in obedience to the word of the Most High, because that is the most important thing. Keeping his commandments, laws, and his statutes. They're all important, and it all goes together. Because if you're not keeping, I hate to paraphrase, but it talks in the Bible about, if you fail to keep the least of the commandments, you'll be considered the least in the kingdom. And that is not what I want. I don't want to be considered the least. And no commandment is too little or too big. They are all important, and they are all to be kept. So, and then another one I wrote down is Isaiah 3:16. And that is a great scripture because it highlights the attitude that we as the daughters of Zion, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm sitting here looking so I can open it up, but it highlights the attitude that we as the daughters of Zion took on. And because of the attitudes and the actions of us as the daughters of Zion, we were smitten with specific curses that still shine through to this day. And this is, like I said, 3:16. Moreover, hold on one second, y'all. Okay, this is 3:16. I'm going to read 3:16 through 17, then I'm going to jump down to 24. Moreover, the Most High saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet, therefore Adonai will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Most High will discover their secret parts. 24. And it shall come to pass that instead of a sweet smell, there shall be stink, and instead of a girdle, a rent, and instead of well set hair, baldness, and instead of stomachers, a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. So this is the history of our people and the way that we have carried ourselves in the past. And I know for myself, I've always taken pride in how I look. But I always was a woman that, especially as I got older, I loved and I made sure I don't care if I was going to church, I always looked sexy. I would always be like, yeah, I'm saved, but I'm sexy. I'm sanctified, but I'm sexy. And as I've come into this truth, and I could pull out other scriptures at another time, but I don't want this particular video to go too not far left, but I want it to be about answering addressing the posted comment. But being modest, it has allowed me to be freed from that spirit of I need to be sexy. I need to be, on point, and just all of these different things. I have come out of that. And that in and of itself, even though there are some sisters that are not going to like to hear this, but it's the truth. That desire to look and be sexy, that is a wicked spirit. It is a wicked, lascivious spirit. It just is. And no matter how much, I used to always say, I'm not doing this for no man. I'm doing this for myself. I'm doing this for myself. I don't care who you say it's for. At all. You need to be living for the Most High. Your life is not your own at all. Your life, everything that's in you, about you, around you, all those things is supposed to be unto the Most High. He is number one priority. That's it. So, in a nutshell, that's why I cover my hair. That's why I live in modesty. And that's why I spend the majority of my day, even when I'm doing other things, I'm spending that time praying and talking to the Most High and singing his praises and humbling myself before him and, just emptying myself out, because it's not me. I am not even worthy to be in the presence of him at all. There's nothing that I've done that's so great and grandiose that I deserve this life at all. It's all because the Most High is so great. So anyway, before I get going and, everything, just to address everything, I denounced that sorority because I'm not a sorcerer. I'm not Greek, and it matters. And I know there are some sisters and brothers who probably like, it's not that deep. It's not, which is exactly why I denounced that. And to be honest, I never fit in anyway. I had sorority sisters and fraternity brothers who I just, oh, that's my bro, that's my sis. They don't like me. They didn't like me then. They don't like me now, and that's okay. I live a set apart life because the Most High wanted it that way, and I'm thankful for that. So, living a set apart life, you walk and you live and carry yourself in modesty, and this is a part of modesty. And envy thou not the oppressor. You are oppressed by the Greeks. You are oppressed by the Romans. So why would you want to be pleasuring all of your love? What are you saying? What are you saying? And I hate to even have to go off on a rant, but right quick, I just have to. It's witchcraft. It's witchcraft. It's rituals that you do. Oh, it's rituals that you do. And I'm not talking about no sexual mess or nothing like that. It's rituals that you do. You're crossing the burning sands and you're having hell week and, you're doing these rituals and you're pledging your love, all of your love, to a Greek organization? No. It's witchcraft. So maybe that's where the angle I should have gone with it. It's witchcraft in a nutshell. Greek life is witchcraft. AKA Delta Sigma Theta Zeta Phi Beta, all of them. Witches. Sorry, I know nobody wants to hear it, but it's the truth. And being a part of Xi Chi Rho, Social Service Fellowship, witchcraft. It just is what it is. It's the truth. And a commandment, thou should not suffer a witch to live. I'm not trying to get killed all because I want to what? Belong to what? A sisterhood? No, it's not that deep. That's not that deep. It's not that important. You're throwing up hand symbols. You have these calls that you're doing and all of this stuff for what? For what? So yeah, it seems like it's not that deep. And I'm sure there's going to be people that say that it's not that serious. What's not that serious is for you to gain this whole wide world and lose your soul. All because you want to stroll and party hop, girl. Bye. No. Yah forbid. And so, thankfully, I've been set free. The scales fell from my eyes and my eyes were open completely. So, with that being stated, I hope and pray that this message is received well. I pray that this content, this particular video is well received. I pray that this addressed the question or the comment that was posted, because I wanted to make sure, and I didn't want to just say, oh, we da da da. I did want to bring out a couple of scriptures just to give a little bit of context. It's way more layered than this, but I'm not a moray. I'm not a rabbi. I'm just Rhea, I'm just your sister. So, I'm more than happy to pull different scripts, and I can send those, comment those, whatever is necessary or needed. You comment, you let me know what you need. I'm your sister. I'm here for you. I love you. Shalawam.